How was traveling 5 years before 9/11? And how was traveling 5 years after 9/11? You can tell me about the security, the process, and the time it takes to security.
Okay, so traveling before 9/11, um, I took probably 3 plane trips before 9/11, from the time I was 16 to about the time I was 35. And it was like a fancy way to travel. It was kind of exciting and just felt really special, getting to be one of those people getting on a plane and that kind of thing, which partly was my due to my experience with travel. I didn't have a lot. After 9/11, it just became so difficult. The standing in line, the having to be at the airport so early, sometimes 3 hours before. It just became a really unpleasant experience. So that we actually sometimes choose vacations based on the fact that we won't have to travel by air. So that's probably the biggest change. I never felt unsafe because of 9/11, but I'm not a worrier. So, I never felt like I was going to be the next person in that situation, that kind of thing. I hope that answers your questions.
So before 9/11, how was airport security?
I don't think there was any, really.
There was nothing, right? You
I
just
think
go
they
through-
looked at your ID. Anybody could go upstairs. So that was kind of nice. You could take people with you. Or I remember going to the airport
Yeah.
when my husband would come back from the trip, and I'd take the kids up and we'd wave, as he
Yeah.
was getting off the plane. So, yeah, I don't think there was a lot of security that I'm aware of.
Did you miss those days? Or you don't care for it?
The lack of security? I do miss it, but I see the need for it.
Yeah,
Absolutely, we
yeah.
need it. So, a necessary evil, I guess.
Yeah, you said that it's difficult. You said traveling now in air is difficult. In what ways do you find it really difficult?
Time consuming. It is very time consuming. It just seems that you have to get to the airport so early. I mean, I live in New Thomas. I used to be able to, leave 45 minutes before your flight.
Yeah.
And because you just went up to the gate, you didn't have to go through those security lines and all those different things. What you can carry, what you can't carry, taking off your shoes, thinking about how you're going to dress so that it's not much of a hassle. So if I were to take a flight to LA, I wouldn't take a flight to LA. I would drive. It would just be easier.
I see. Did 9/11, it did affected your travels, right? It did, right? Because you say now it's like such a process that you rather drive than fly, right? And it's not because of like you feel scared from flying, it's just the process that you don't like?
Yes, the process I don't like. Although, I guess if we were flying without that security, I wouldn't want to fly. I think we'd be having a lot of problems if we were not.
Yeah.
So, it was such a huge tragedy, so the loss to our country was deeply felt, but it didn't scare me in the aspect of getting on an airplane. And I think that's just partly my nature. I don't worry about things I can't control.
Yeah. Okay. So the biggest difference that you noticed since you were traveling since you were 16 was just the security lines that you noticed? That's the only difference?
The lines yeah, that's the only thing that comes to my mind.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you.